All right. So, as we open, we can see Liana, Garen, and Nietzsche moving across the ruins here of the grand city that once was. These a little more protected, but more into the gates, trying to find a way. After getting past the strange fiery elk in Feru, you've now found where things are likely separated. Very little could get past him, so kind of making a separate area in of itself as you try to find your way. You can see potentially hundreds of miles away the glowing amber of your ultimate destination, resting high upon what is really cliffs of buildings. Lyceum Athenaeum, beckoning, promising not just safety, but for most of you some type of knowledge, at least, hopefully. Traveling, the buildings here are towering cathedrals of hundreds of feet of building and tenements and shacks built almost right on top of each other. As right now you're making your way across what's almost a cathedral-like front gate made before one would get to almost made to greet those who would come to the holy city of Amber Reach. As you walk among these large buildings, what would you like to, anything you'd like to do?
I feel like with Nietzsche, as they're walking through the city, he's taking in the scenery. He's looking at all the ruins, like all the old buildings from the old world. He's looking at the floor. He's trying to take it all in, and he's getting like a vague sense of deja vu. As in, he knows he's walked this path before. He knows he's walked the street. He can't remember exactly what for or what they all built or what it used to look like back at its prime. He just knows that this was once a place of divine reverence. There were many people, there were many worshippers, there were likely many churches. Likely he has walked the streets himself, just either sightsee or walked it with his troop in the past, like on a patrol. and is almost dreading remembering what it used to be like in comparison to how it is now, how far it has fallen. And looks over to Ellie. He's like, "So, have either of you ever been to this library?"
No.
No, I've not been.
I many years ago, my father, he told me that he had worked there in his past. He uses the Aether and taught me a lot of what I know, and so I'm kind of going in a way to honor his memory. See what's all those stories you told me, kind of put it into perspective. But I also would like to go, as it's supposed to be a wealth of knowledge, and I'm hoping to find more information on what happened with the fall, and if there's any other clues dealing with the crystals we found, the past, what happened, what we can do to bring all of this back, to bring the glory back. To my understanding is that we need to restore that balance of the Aether and the Umbra, so we can get back to normal.
He's listening to that. He's just like sort of go and is nodding along as he understands. Like, if there is a way to restore the gods' connection, we must find it. Alcyon needs their light now more than ever.
Right. That's my life's mission, is to get that get this restoration back, to bring it back to the glory days that I've only heard stories about.
Oh, if I could remember, I'd likely tell you loads, but there were only splashes, and the rest are mired in some sort of fog.
So you don't remember your, where you were born or home life?
I'm afraid not.
How far back does your memory go?
I remember Veilfer. I remember dreams of blue skies and resting on the grass at night, seeing the stars. The rest, when I first entered that temple, and some of my time there.
Which temple?
The ruined temple, that where you put the crown on.
Oh, okay. Down underneath this town that we're in. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that's where Nietzsche has been the last 100 years.
Oh.
Yeah, that was essentially they came to aid to help get Eliana out of there.
And then they found him in once they went back in.
Yeah.
Everything now was when I met Garen and Grimm. They told me of a way out. We closed the gate at the deepest part of the temple. That was when we found you with Veilfer, or who you know as Valistraza.
What did you call her?
Veilfer. I knew her in the past. I'm still hazy on the details.
Okay.
But she and I were in the same group. She was an initiate. Her name was Veilfer.
I mean, in any of your studies, have you read of any people that have been able to stay alive all this time?
No, whatever Veilfer is now, I've never seen that before.
Now we
Of
have
course.
you and her.
Well, my race is naturally long-lived. Valstraza appears human, correct?
Yeah.
For Valstraza, it should be nearly impossible to live this long. Especially as young as she looks now.
Yeah, she
I
may be
don't-
utilizing more of the Umbra than we know. I mean, I get the feeling that she's very powerful.
That's what I fear. I know I can talk to her. Maybe I can bring her back, but I need to remember more. I'm hoping perhaps this library will have some answers on that. There must be records somewhere. I remember Commander Raiden. There must be records of him somewhere. And if they are, they're within that library.
And real quick, I think y'all haven't had a chance to take a rest yet, have you?
No,
The
we're
last
not
time we long rested was just before we got to the gate.
You guys do a tip rest. So is that something y'all wanted to do, or?
I could certainly use it. I have no armor, and I'm high on stress.
Yeah, I could probably use one right now.
I'm always wary when Matt asks if we want to take a rest.
I just remember you said this fight. I was like, I don't think that they've
Yeah.
recovered anything from it. But I knew you wanted to put some distance between all of you. That was like one of the things you wanted to do too.
Yeah,
So-
because it was only going dormant, so we didn't want it to wake back up and stomp all of us.
Yeah. All right. Let's do this then.
I feel a short rest will work pretty well.
Yeah. So right before that, I would think let's go ahead and give a instinct. Try to navigate these to see how well that goes. It's probably going to be a group roll. So who would like to lead it?
Probably
Can I
have the
take the
highest-
lead on? Can I take the
Yeah.
lead on this one? Because technically I've been to the city before.
Okay, sure.
I'll spend a hope to use my this feels familiar experience for a +2. Okay, so instinct.
So what's a group one? So you're leading it. So then we need Garen and Eliana to do reaction.
Gotcha.
How they're contributing.
Let's see.
So
So I got a 20. I got a 22, and I'm just supporting as best I can based on what Dad told me about the area. Oh yeah, I remember he talked about this angel on the top of this temple. Oh, there's a storefront, but it's all torn apart. But I remember it had a buffalo pooping, stuff like that. That was his favorite tavern.
Oh yes, the Buffalo Beefcakes event. I can recall that.
Right.
I love it. Very good. As you are trying to recall like the stories and of probably the travel, because he would have even known it when it was ruined like this. So it would still be kind of horrible stuff.
Yeah.
And then Garen.
Here, let's see. I got a 13. But since this is not a familiar place for me, I'm really seeing if I can touch into any light sources, like as in my magic here, or if just the Umbra has completely taken over. So I'm just, as we're walking through, I'm seeing, flaring out, seeing if I can touch into anything.
Okay.
Since the surroundings are completely foreign to me, so
Mm-hmm. I would say as you're trying to get your grasp, this is the Umbra and its influence here seems to be thicker, almost more corrupt, and worse than in many places of the wilderness.
That's no bueno.
All right.
Yeah,
So
I'm
with
ready.
that, Nietzsche, would do you roll? You get with a +0 from your party.
Hey, let's go.
What?
Hey, we're so helpful.
22? Yeah.
Well, yeah,
That's-
you succeeded. Garen failed.
Okay, so
Oh.
instinct. My +2. That's an 18 with hope.
Okay. All right. In that case,
Sorry, let me recount that. Sorry, that's a 16 with hope.
16 was up. That's so good. Pushing 16, it was the difficulty here. So
Oh, thank God! Thank God.
yes. And everyone moved up to level 5, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, yeah. I was about to say we're in tier 3 difficulties. So now looking upon this and going through your memories, I think it's that remembrance that makes you stop as you can see this almost strange hive-like substance that has been established over part of the ruins as you look ahead. And there is a foul smell from all paths before you. The archway of kind of the tunnels that you're walking through, the odd ceiling bridges and walls that once protected the city give off palpable waves of umbra, of darkness. And all your instincts tell you that beyond this, nothing good lives.
Yeah, so as Nietzsche said, getting all these smells, because he's due to his lycan form, he has a very keen sense of smell, so he's like instinctively blocking his nose and is telling the others like, there is danger here. If we're to go to the library, we may struggle.
Yeah, when haven't we struggled? So that's where we need to go. Say we go.
Are we sure we are prepared after that last fight?
Maybe we should find a little spot to rest a bit and then push on.
Agreed. Gather some energy so we can at least have something to fight what's ahead. Nietzsche's just like looking around for anywhere where the smell is a little less pungent and where the umbra doesn't seem as dense.
Why don't you describe what you where you think you find a good spot?
So imagining he's probably, instead of traveling further ahead where the smell is getting strong, he probably travels a bit backwards. Going towards likely one of the archways and goes for one of the buildings next to it. One that seems the least bit dilapidated and where the umbra doesn't seem again as strong as compared to the others. Just a ruined building where it seems like where it has as much of the walls as possible and at least maybe some full windows where they can at least take cover and hide if anything comes to look for them.
And while they were chatting, Ellie was being Ellie. She's going over to check out the hive-like substance. Is this like a webbing? Is this like a slime? This is what would clarify that for me, please?
I mean, it's not slime or whatever. It's like hard covering.
Like a rock like
Like
umbra or crystalline umbra.
Carapace cocoony kind of thing.
Like you might see in like a
Like around a moth ish.
no, more like a beehive, wasp hive.
Okay. That kind of stuff. Okay.
Yeah. Though more like a little more crystalline, harder. So the idea is it's hiding. You're going from all this architecture, and the idea is that now this stuff is on top of the architecture, almost making it vanish. And that's why it kind of puts up to Nietzsche, because it's almost this deletion of the past as it's covered in this stuff, because you can't see the details anymore.
Is there any indications of like old bodies, like insects growing, like snake skin, in any of this stuff that I see? I'm just curious. Is there an indication?
I think let's process that after the rest.
Fair.
Because it would be rolls, and then once we start rolling with fear and stuff, things can get out of what your intention was, which was to try to get a rest before you got into things. So,
Eliana, we're retreating for now. Please step away from the substance.
I'm not touching.
She's always touching. She's always
I'm not touching.
Regardless, it is best if we find a place to rest.
All right, I'm not touching. As she's walking over to you guys, her hands are up. I'm not.
I love it. All right, so you find this spot as Nietzsche described, and tell me what the moves we're thinking of here.
So I'm recovering health and stamina.
Garen will work a little bit on his armor, and as I do such, since we've been out, and he's had to spend a lot of time repairing armor since been getting hit. We're really honing this practice. He looks over it as he sees if anybody else is also repairing armor. He starts to give little tips.
I am repairing armor.
Little suggestions. And it says, Ellie, maybe you want to tighten up those bracers and pull. So since I'm clearing armor slots and working my armor, you also can clear an extra armor slot as well. It's one of my new traits, the armor ability. And then Garen is going to work on clearing some stress. And, as you said, Matt, that the Umbra seems thicker here. He is just really going to pull inward after helping Ellie with her armor and really focus and try to touch his own power and keep it sharp. Not broadcast out, because he doesn't want to make people know that, or things know that we're here, but wants to hone it so that in case it's needed for healing or for anything else, it's going to be there.
And what were you clearing again, Nietzsche?
It's HP and stress. So the way Nietzsche is doing it is like same thing as before, as he's sitting down. He's taking deep breaths and is still remembering him attacking Grim with in his Lycan form, and same thing as before, attacking Garen, and how different it was compared to when he was in the temple. Mindlessly attacking beasts was one thing. He was fine losing his mind at the temple because what he was hurting was also trying to hurt him. But then attacking allies, that's a very different thing. That's nothing Nietzsche likes the feeling of. That's not something he likes to do. So he's trying to like speak into his mind over and over again. I won't let it happen again. Never again. Never again. And is trying to like psych himself up. And as he does, his blood starts to cool a bit, but also sort of rushes as like before. It focuses on the wounds that he had gathered and congeals and seems to like crystallize.
Cool. Ellie starts working on her armor, and Garen's giving her the pointer. She's like, "Cool, all right, stitch that here. Wait, just like that." And then, as she finishes up with the help from Garen, she's once again, it's like, "All right, we got this going on with Umbra. We got these big creatures," and going through her normal processing all the information she's taken in as her stress relief, as she's broadening her understanding of the world around her, putting those, making those memory connections, and the electrons in her brain are firing off.
Jimmy Neutron style.
And right, and because of her the level change, but her multi-class, now that there's getting more and more in understanding with the Umbra, her abilities now are more in tune with using the fear and that energy as she's trying to bring that balance together. So she's got the sorcerer side with the using the hope, and then the witch side that's being able to utilize the fear, and that's kind of really helping her kind of coalesce and drive away bring down that stress. She's like, I got it.
So just to double check something, when we switch cards from our vault, does that have to be a long rest, or can it just be any downtime?
Any downtime.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's
You don't switch a lot of cards just by paying their cost, like just about any time.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I know that costs stress. So, but since we're in a
Correct.
downtime, we're fine now. So
Yeah. During downtime, you can freely switch out your loadout.
Yeah.
All right. So nobody was taking watch, right?
No,
Damn.
I didn't hear anybody say watch. And I'm also recharging the rune ward, which I have to do on the next. It's recharged for free on your next rest, so I have my rune ward back. Yay!
How often can you check your box? Is it long rest or short? Just a rest?
That is a long rest.
Okay.
So basically, like once per day,
Right.
quote unquote.
Yeah, it depends on.
As we're finishing up and gathering stuff, she looks to the group too. At some point, it would be nice to get. I know we got to keep moving, but I have all these recipes that I can make potions for us. So if we get a chance to be able to sit down and get, try to get our stores back, that would be good too. But I know we're kind of pressed for time.
All right. I'd say as part of this, as you rest, there is a buzzing, like a droning, underlaid by a strange wail that sounds like it's coming from something enormous that echoes the direction you were headed. Sounds of what might be hundreds of wings flapping at once. and then stops. You hear a scream. Humanoid sounding in pain before it suddenly stops. All from the path ahead.
Yeah, hearing that, Nietzsche grabs his great sword and is going to take like a quick peek out towards where the sound was.
I think looking down corrupted and overlaid ruins, you see darkness. You don't see anything living. Something has come. Whatever that was is down the path ahead.
Eliana, Garen.
Well, we should probably continue moving in the undercover, along the buildings.
Cover, if there is someone down there, we have to do something.
I know, but we can't just rush out. We need to take a plan to this. You heard the amount of wings. I agree. We need to go, but we kind of have to be careful.
Always vigilant.
Very well. Let us
Do we
be
have
quick.
Do we have a good tangent on where the scream came from? I mean, or are we going to just...
The path in which we were taking. Further in.
I agree with Ellie. Let's stick to the buildings. I'll keep an eye out overhead. Each of you keep an eye out ahead. And let's move, I suppose.
Very well.
And
But
we
listen,
watch what's
let us be
behind.
quick. If this person still lives, we must hurry.
Of course.
Just
Who's going
as a
first?
precaution, I would-
What's lead? Are you gonna fly, Garen?
No, I was going to keep an eye out overhead, just in case I need to
Oh, okay,
take off.
gotcha. Okay. I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, on the ground with you guys, but paying attention overhead. I'm also slightly apprehensive that this is not some sort of trap. That voice doesn't belong to someone in trouble. It belongs to someone who was trying to bring us in closer. So let's just be
That's
ever vigilant.
So Nietzsche, if you want to take the lead, I'll stay in the middle and Garen behind me
Uh-huh.
on the walls.
He has the high instinct.
Right now I think we're just having you move on in, but
Because I've burned through all my hopes, so I can't use my experiences.
I've got a +4 on instinct. It's my spellcast rate.
say, sounds like
If we're
everyone's
speaking-
so yeah. Let's do another someone lead instinct. It sounds like everyone's on the lookout. So
Yeah,
you
I
say
think
that.
this time
I'll-
Nature's a bit too concerned about the voice to really focus on what's going on what's what right now. So
all right.
I'll take the lead with her newfound umberness. So she's kind of reaching out, feeling for the energies and the vibes, and trying to gain, knowing that it's a little darker and deeper in here. That kind of believing that, that's, I agree with Garen that it's more of a trap. Like the owls or the birds that can cry like babies to suck you in. So I'll take the lead.
yeah, and as we go further in, likely the more alien it's becoming. So even as faint as Nietzsche's memory is, it's becoming more unreliable because of the new landscape.
So give me reaction instincts from Nietzsche and Garen.
That's not good. It's a 10 from me.
Only a 9 for Gary.
Well, you
I'm
guys
sorry.
no help.
I'm sorry, Elliot. I'm sorry.
All right, Eliana, you can do this instinct at -2.
Oh, crap, hold on. Sure, I'll use an experience to offset that. I'm going to use the new one I just added. I am one I pulled from Star Wars. I am one with the Aether / Umbra. With this growing excitement she has about understanding the balance and getting it to work, that she's all right. I got new stuff. Putting this all together. I got this. That is a +4. That is 19 with hope. Give me hope back that I just used.
Okay. 19 with hope.
Yes.
As you all walk further down, specifically Garion, I think, looking up. Connected Liana to this, you see chained into the arches above you this form, and what resembles a many-toed foot. From the toes that you are walking under, that seem to have gaping cuts in them, to what you'd think would be half of the foot, seems to be 200 or 300 feet long. As you walk, bits of visceral blood seem to drip from it and the chains. Toes themselves seem clawed and spiked, barbed. Any inward facing meant for ripping and tearing.
As we're passing by, as we're passing by, do we hear that screaming again, coming from specifically what seems to be this creature, or is that still further ahead?
You don't hear the screaming again right now.
Does this toe foot thing, does it seem like it's like alive? Like is it fleshy, or is it stone, or is it?
Looking up, definitely seems to be a being of flesh.
Okay. As we're walking along, she's looking at him going, I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it.
I
Just
mean,
quietly, like a whisper. But she's like, you can tell she really wants to go, poke.
Eliana, please do not.
I'm not touching it. I want to find out what it is, but let's go.
Just for clarification. So with that, you begin walking under this huge body as you go forward.
So I have a new action that I want to try. Instead of her being, wanting to touch it, she's really kind of curious about this thing. So as a witch, I have commune. Once per long rest during a moment of calm, you can commune with an ancestor, deity, nature, spirit, or otherworldly being. Ask a question, then roll 1d6 equal to your spellcast trait. Choose one value from the results, and then reference the chart for the effect. So, and she doesn't know she has this yet, so it's just going to be, she's like, I wonder what that is. I wonder where it came from. I wonder who are you? What's your past? And so I need to then roll 1d6 equal to your spellcaster trait. Choose one value from the effect. So I can roll 4 dice and figure out which one of these I like. I guess. I think that's how that works.
Say that again.
So it says, ask a question, then roll d6 is equal. Let me pull up the actual card because I think this one's in a. Okay. Yeah, ask them a question, then a roll number of d6 is equal to your spellcast trait. Choose one value from the rolled results and reference the chart below for the effect. 1 through 3, you taste a flavor, smell a scent, or feel a sensation relevant to the answer. 4 to 5, you hear sounds or see a vision relevant to the answer. Or 6, you psychically experience a scene relevant to the answer as if you were there. And apparently I get to roll 4d6.
All right, sounds good.
So who are you asking this to?
I'm trying to commune with this thing. I'm just gonna try to. I don't know if I can or not. Commune with an ancestor, deity, nature, spirit, or otherworldly being. So I'm trying to talk to this thing, kind of. I'm using the commune to find out more about it without touching it. I hope.
One hopes.
Hey, one hopes. Okay. So, out of the 4 dice, I did get a 6. So I want to use the 6. You psychically experience a scene relevant to the answer as if you were there. So I get to torment myself with some horrific vision of this many-toed foot.
So you get a vision of it?
Yeah. You psychically experience a scene relevant to the answer as if you were there.
And then what was your question?
Like, ultimately it comes down to who, what are you? Just how did something like this big, what the hell?
Okay.
Do you want me to try to narrow it some more? Is that?
I mean, I think I think I'm good. It's you can see I think as you set this up and Eliana, like at this point, what's the pose that Eliana kind of gets into? Because this has to be like a peaceful moment. So this is a moment of like you having to like really connect to it. So what physically does Eliana? What do we see Eliana starting to do?
I think as she's walking, I'm going to play it this time because she's not aware that she can do this, that this is kind of a sudden overwhelming sensation that she gets, that as she's walking, she's kind of pondering, kind of stops, and she's going to start moving in response to what she's seeing. So if it's a violent reaction, she'll hold her arms out, to push something away, or if it's, nice family scene, she's moving, she's acting through, I guess, whatever she's going to see.
Okay, so yeah,
So
just kind of just moving around a little bit.
yeah,
almost
she
like a
just kind of
dance.
gets overwhelmed this first instance to go, oh, this is the first time this has ever happened to me. I can talk to things now.
Okay.
Oh, crazy.
Gotcha. So it's almost like everyone else sees Eliana looking up as she's wandering, and then suddenly begins like breaking into erratic movements.
Ellie, are
And
you okay?
she doesn't appear to hear you. She just keeps moving. And Eliana, you hear a crack and your vision blurs. And you can see a beautiful sight. The sun shining and hitting off of the perfection of Amber Reach, glittering off of stained glass windows and a crystal clear moat lake. You can see all the way to the bottom that itself glitters with appears to be gem deposits, richness that seems to have been left alone just for the beauty it provides. And hordes of people, more than you've ever seen, move in the cleaned, well-kept city below. And then the crack again, as the sky itself seems to break, and a darkness, gray, black, with streaks of red energy that crackle like lightning, begin to descend. And many things seem to come out. It moves across like a wave. Dark patches of skin begin putting on everybody, while hundreds are pushed over the bridges by the ensuing riots and mobs. They fall, and as they crack their heads or break their necks below, they nearly instantly rise up, eyes blank, and begin crawling up and out, grabbing those fleeing, cracking their necks, who then themselves rise up. And the energy crackles into this being of horrible proportion, like the one you see hanging that seems to be directing all. And then there's a flash, and now the city is cracked. The streets empty, more like what you see, but even this was a little better. Like it's before the years of neglect, more recent to this, as a platoon marches and flies. You see these vast insectoid people, fairies, an army of them, fly and march towards this thing, some carrying branches burning with golden flame, as they attack, yelling glorious things about reclaiming the city, taking down the grand evil. And you see them puncture and strike and fly, hundreds of them at once, carrying large chains to bind, restrain, hunks of metal being put in its body to bring it down. And as it falls for the first time, you snap out of your vision. And I think we see Eliana like falling through the air as if she herself is going to hit the ground like this creature.
Quickly, Nietzsche just sort of rushes in to grab her before she falls, like, Eliana! Eliana!
Tears are streaming down her face. She's shivering. Her arms are kind of pulled in a weak but yet still kind of protective manner.
What happened?
The despair just is all over her vision as she comes to, and she looks you in the eye. I saw it. I saw it.
So what did you see?
It was beautiful. The Amber Reach as it was, and then the Umbra, the loss, the world breaking. It broke the city, and the people falling, dying in masses.
Deep breaths.
They became this thing.
Deep breaths. Collect your thoughts.
The chains. The fairies tried to stop it, and it's chained here.
The fairies. What do you mean by that? And by stop it, you mean to this creature?
This it's just formed of hundreds of the citizens that were here. That's why all those feet, toes, I'm sure there's parts of this thing we haven't seen because of massive arms, bodies, heads, this horrible mass of people.
And hearing that, Nietzsche is also
Evil.
gonna almost look up at it in both confusion and terror at what he's hearing, at almost an entire city of people conglomerated into just the foot of this thing in front of him. So he can't even imagine the amount of people that have actually been combined to this abomination.
It's unbelievable, but here it is. She takes a deep breath, puts her feet underneath her. Words can't describe.
The more I hear of this, the more disgusted I am of this sickness.
If anything, this gives me even more reason to solve this. I don't think there's definitely not saving any of these people, but if there's a way, damn the gods.
What?
If that, the story is that they left. And I can only assume at this point that rain of energy, that red energy that we keep running into, that dark energy, the Umbra, when it offset the balance, that's what's causing all of this sickness and disease and filth.
Yeah, as you're saying this, Nietzsche's like, let go of your shoulders, like taking a step back, almost offended at what you're saying. It's like, the gods did not abandon us. They would never do this.
This was a holy land. They protected this world. They will never leave us to this.
And you can see very much he is kind of just angry right now. He's offended at,
Yeah.
at the suggestion.
She, putting her hands up again. Whoa, 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 whoa! I'm just learning about this. All I know is the stories. This happened so long ago that if we can get your memory back, maybe you were there. Maybe you know something more.
Lies. Vile lies. All of it.
All right. What we do know is that the gods aren't here now. Whether they left on their own, whether they were forced to leave, whether they were outright just put down, that we don't know. That's something that we can maybe figure out.
They would never have been fallen. Something is blocking them. I know something must be blocking them. If they had left or if they had died, Garen would not hold the light as he does. Grim would have not seen his visions. Something is blocking them. They are trying to push through. I know this.
Okay.
I would not have survived for as long as I have if that was not the case.
And I want to believe that. That's why I'm here.
Right, we're all in the same book. We're just trying to figure this out, just like you. All I know is what the legends say. I'm just trying to figure out the answers, just like you.
Whoever spread these legends knows nothing.
There's a saying that history is written by the victors. So if someone were truly wanting to paint the gods in a bad light, they would have made it seem as if the gods had abandoned us, right? To give us that doubt. If we continue to push on and uncover theories to the opposite, then that's when we start to bring belief back.
Agreed. We uncover who spreads these lies. We uncover who is spreading this sickness. We fix it. All of it.
And he points up to the creature above him.
He may not be able to save those people, but we will not let anything happen to those who still live.
And Nietzsche, I absolutely respect your convictions. I just have to ask why you think so strongly. What is this? Your faith? Why are you so sure?
It just makes no sense. I may not
What?
remember much, but I remember the skies. I remember the stars. I remember peace. It may not have been perfect. Perhaps it was not all entirely peaceful. But far better than this, the gods would not suddenly leave this. This was a holy land. Halcyon was their realm. We were their people. We served them faithfully. We lived and died for them. Why would they just leave? What part of our service would not be enough?
Those are absolutely fantastic questions.
It makes no sense.
No, it doesn't. What's above us doesn't make any sense at all. These creatures that giant thing we just laid down, put to sleep. That didn't make any sense. We'll find the answers.
Agreed. I may not know what caused the Umbra, but I do know the gods can cure it. We find the cause, we find a way to bring the connection back, to punch through this veil blocking them, no pun intended.
Right.
They can fix this, they can cure this. we can bring this land back to the vibrance that they once held. I want desperately to see the stars again.
I've only seen them in my dreams.
Then we push forward.
Yes.
Standing here, debating will not solve anything. This library has the answers. If it is as grand as you say, it will have what we need.
That's what my dad said.
Very well, then we push forward. Staying here would only invite more trouble.
Right.
I'm sorry for lashing out.
No, it's understandable. You're dealing with memories and visions that you know are true. And we only have stories. You lived it. We can only dream of it.
I only wish
It's
I
powerful.
could remember most of it.
We'll get there.
Die trying.
Onward then. We move fast, we move swift. If we find anyone, we bring them with us. No one left behind.
No, of course not.
Agreed.
And I'm imagining like we start moving again.
Push
He's
down.
gonna,
Start moving.
Yeah.
As you
That was awesome.
thank you.
as you push forward, there is a cracking in the hive-like walls next to you, bursting forth. You see two creatures, each one armed with what appears to be these, just their hands, these hooked claws, their eyes red, each one 4 arms, 2 legs standing, wild hair, and compound eyes. In Eliana, you instantly recognize these as looks like the fairy foot soldiers that you saw or similar to. But they look ravenous, feral. As they're going to go ahead and burst forth with an ambush here.
Nice. That's great.
Idea.
Come on now, you know we wouldn't get away with that without having some consequence. I
Yeah.
don't get information like that without getting my ass kicked. Hey.
All right.
Time.
Like,
Alright.
we can get off with like a minor nosebleed.
All right, we'll go. This
Nope.
attack's going to come towards Eliana
Duh.
for 16.
16 hits.
Okay. And which, by the way, these enemies would be considered Umbra touched, whatever that works for you. Which ultimately means that if they roll a 19 or a 20, they crit. That is 13 physical damage.
All right, I'm going to use my rune word. Takes down 6, so 13. That's 7 points, which is minor damage. I'll use an armor slot, and I am good.
All right. Second one here is going to take strikes with their claws at Nietzsche.
Okay.
That is a 13.
That'll be minor. I'll take that one.
Oh, sorry, 13 to hit.
Oh, yeah, that is.
The damage will be. Oh. Also, oh, sorry, 15.
That's still a minus, so I'll just mark that 1 hit point.
All right. All right. So these two things having grabbed, looking nearly mindless as they tear into Eliana and Nietzsche, and I pass the spotlight.
How many of them were there?
2.
Just 2. All right. Aaron will fire off a bolt beacon at the one that's attacking Nietzsche.
Got it.
Oh, there's a crit.
Hey, let's go.
2 twos.
Ooh, nice.
All right.
Start us strong.
Start us strong. So that is what on the damage?
So a roll and then a full, then the full dice value.
So full dice would be 6, 7, 31, 36 magical damage.
Ooh. All right, that is severe. As the boat hits in, I think putting what's a hole in their shoulder as they come back, barely standing, but still kind of mad. And
All right, so that one is also vulnerable, so it's lit up.
And then, real quick, my class feature is Hex. When a creature causes you or an ally within close range to mark any number of hit points, you can mark a stress to hex them. Action and damage rolls against a hexed creature gain a bonus equal to your tier. The condition lasts until the GM spends a number of fear equal to your spellcast trait
Oh,
to
wow.
remove it, or you hex another creature. Otherwise, remove it when the scene ends. So because I didn't do it beforehand, I'll hex the one Garen didn't hit.
Okay.
Seeing as the condition applies basically to all of them. So I will mark the stress and I will hex either 1 or 2. So now it's action and damage rolls gain a bonus equal to my tier, which is 3. So everybody gets a +3.
All right.
all right, that was with Hope, right, Garen?
Yes.
All right, and y'all the spotlight.
It was a crit.
Yeah, don't forget your
Okay,
hope
so
and your
it's
stress.
yeah.
So all are within very close range, right?
Yeah, the 2 of them.
Okay, so I'm going to use my elemental breath for this one. So Nietzsche's going to fire up a breath, starting off with the one next to him, and then move over to the one on Eliana.
And remember to add 3.
So, what, to my attack roll or damage roll?
Both.
Gotcha. So
Well,
let's see.
if you're attacking the one that's hexed, yes. The other one isn't. Not yet.
Gotcha.
I mean, okay, that would be a rules question. Can I hex them both if I spend two stress?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, then I'll spend the stress so that way it makes our our lives easier.
Okay.
So
You got it.
+3 to attack, +3 to damage on both of these until Matt spends 4 fear each.
Gotcha. So that'll be a 12, 13 plus 2. So that's a 16 with hope.
All right, and was this the one that Garen hit or the other one?
Both of them.
Oh, let's go
Because
together.
with flame breaths, I can hit every creature within very close range.
All right, 16 with Hope to hit does hit.
Gotcha. So Garen, you want to wait to see this, and Elion doesn't see this. His flame breath, as far as you see, looks very similar to the what's it called again? Like the holy flame, or like the thing that sort of holds
the sacred pyre. Yeah, this.
Yeah, so
blessed
his
branch.
flame,
Oh.
his flame breath looks very similar to the sacred pyre. Not like the pushback effect, but it looks very similar.
Like the beacons.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah, nice.
sort of like
That
due to
explains-
his immense faith.
Right, as you say, that totally explains your belief on the gods and their standing, and wow, it totally just wraps it right up for her right there. Oh,
That's a D10. Where's my D8s? Where's these?
Very good. All right. For one of them, how do you want to do this? It's going to consume one.
Nice.
Well, I hadn't even rolled my damage yet. Goddamn.
Oh, yeah.
It was
Roll
fair.
the damage. But it's definitely going to consume one either way.
Yeah. So that's a 3d8. Let me just double check that.
+3.
All right. Yeah. True. Flame breath. Here we go. So yep, 3d8s +2 on that one. So that'll definitely make it a +5. So 7 +4. That's an 11. 6. So that's 17 +2. That's 19. So with a +3, that's 22 points of magic damage.
All right. That is major. All right. So you can describe how one is consumed, the other one will still be standing.
So which one was the one that I will be destroying?
The one that Garen had struck.
Okay, so the one by me. So as soon as Nietzsche hits the one that was next to him first, so that just bursts into flames right off the bat. And then seeing that one be destroyed, Nietzsche quickly stops, looks at the one that was by Eliana, and then focuses his breath straight onto that one as well.
Nice.
And
That's
then-
destroyed, burned. Yeah, spotlight.
Yeah, so unless you're pulling a fear, I'm going to just use Unleash Chaos on this last one. Let's see. Actually, how close is it? Is
Melee
it-
to you. Melee to you.
Okay. So I can use the glowing rings. We'll just use the glowing rings. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna use my spell. I get +4 with that. Screw that. Okay, so that's 14. But with fear, do I get anything cool with fear anymore? Yes, I do. Not on that. Okay, cool. So 14 with fear.
14 with fear. That is going to miss.
Okay.
As it kind of ducks under.
She's still shaking up.
Absolutely. Yeah, that makes sense. And this one will go ahead and immediately, I think, take its own strike right against Eliana for a crit.
Oh, shit.
Shit.
So
It could have just been an 18, but no, it had to be like 2 points high.
Yep. So it's 10, so 15. 31.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay, -5.
I mean, it's a trade-off. So
26. That is severe damage for me. Okay. I'll take an armor slot, drop it down to major damage, and I take 2 hit points. Oop, pop.
Right. All right. Yeah, as this thing slashes in. As that occurs, there is a. Garen has backed up a little bit, right?
Noise.
All right, we can see this drop of the chained being above, a drop of the black blood kind of finally begins to drop down. And it falls and splashes. The drop itself probably the size of Garen. As it does, drops of it fly out to try to touch Eliana, Garen, and this creature. So I need agility reaction rolls.
Yeah, Nietzsche will just be like sweating his brows, like, whew, glad that's not me.
Well,
I'm sorry. I meant to say Nietzsche and Eliana.
I should have kept my mouth
I
shut.
think I misspoke.
I got a 19.
Agility reaction?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's not too good. That's an 11.
Okay, so this would be half to Eliana. This thing, the creature seems to like instinctively roll. It critted, so it's going to roll and entirely get out of the way of the damage. As it sneers.
Oh, the insectoid thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it got
so-
the crit, so it gets like a little bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 18 to Nietzsche. Magical.
Okay. Oh,
And you mark
oh,
a stress.
That's exactly my major, so I'll mark an armor slot to take that down to minor.
All right. And that's 9 damage to Eliana.
All right. It's just some minor damage for me. I'm going to use my last armor slot and save the hit points. Save the HP.
You know, I'll unmark my armor slot. I'll take the full damage, so that's 2 hit points.
All right. As it drops, you can see the spot where it landed kind of like begins to like liquefy and turn into the sweet smelling liquid as it combines with the stone below.
is it melting the stone or is it just laying on the top?
Seems to be doing something to the stone. It's combining with the stone and making more like a combination liquid. And
It's making a creature. Would be
I will-
my guess.
I will pass the spotlight.
Nietzsche, your stress is how much?
He's only marked off 4 right now, so
Out of how many?
10.
Okay.
Whoa, holy crap.
I made sure to increase my stress with the
Nice.
Well, yeah, Blood Hunter. You need that stress.
yeah, yeah.
But I was
I'm trying to focus on a bit more blade techniques to preserve a bit more.
Yeah, that was my toss up between the multi-classing and distinct sorcerers. I gave up having with the relic. I would have +5 on my instinct, and I would think it would have added a stress and increased my knowledge too. So I was like, the card, the main cards that I get, and this more stress, or do I get all these other abilities? So I got a better deal multi-classing because I got the class abilities, subclass abilities, so it's like a big package. But yeah, bummer.
Yeah.
You just quickly got to try and strike down is going to move into melee range and try to strike down the one by Eliana that dodged.
You got it. Moving in.
Do I still have my +3, or was that just a 1 turn thing?
It's up until the scene ends or I hex somebody else.
Gotcha,
So
gotcha.
you're good.
It's so close to a crit. That's a 7 plus 5, 12, 14 with the +3. So I'm really bad with master now. So that'll be 15 with hope.
15 with hope is going
Wait, that's
to
wait, 16 with hope. Yeah.
16 with hope.
And I'm trying to do the maths in my head right now, but my brain is glitching on
All
it.
good. 16 with hope hits.
Gotcha. Nice. Thank God for the
extra proficiency because I can now do 3d10s, baby.
Nice.
Right?
Okay, so I did give myself the not good enough, so I can turn that. I can re-roll that too. Ew, way better. So it's 11, 7, 18. So let me look at the bottom. Out. So 7. So let's see. 11, 18. Ooh. Let's see. 30. So that's 33 points of physical damage.
Yikes.
Okay, now there's been like the first melee strike that's hit. This blood of it splashes, beginning to burn, and it's going to make you mark an armor slot from the damage it does.
Okay, I'll take that. That's fine.
Other than that, how do you want to do this?
Nice, nice, nice. So seeing a dodge on the way, Nietzsche quickly darts right in, sort of like rushing past Ellie, and then slices one of the arms, slices the other arm in one swift motion. It's like he does an upward slice for the first time, then downward slice for the second one. And before it can start screaming and maybe attracting any attention, he quickly then thrusts the sword into its mouth and then slices it that way, sort of cutting the top of the head off. So it's just the lower jaw on the body.
I love it. And with that, things seem to be peaceful. The pool doesn't seem to be growing anymore, but it's just there. That sweet smell is.
Is it now just a puddle?
Yeah, it seems to be a puddle of this stuff. The other two have been cut, and their corpses lie bare for you. Though, as you do see, there's this dark mist that seems to come from both of them and rise up towards the chained creature below.
Hey, Garen, give me an arrow.
Here.
I'm poking the blood. Does the arrow tip dissolve or anything?
Does not. As you hit, again, the blood seems to have transmuted and changed along with the stone, making this little pool of this thick, almost syrup-like consistency.
Does it have magical features with the sorcerer ability?
Yes, it does seem to be magical. It comes up this like sticky goo. Strands of it stay from the arrowhead down to the pool itself as you can pull it up.
Okay, I'm trying to keep it on the point. And Garen, you could use this as, call it a poisoned arrow. I don't know what it's going to do, but
Okay.
doesn't seem like this is friendly stuff. Is there any goo left from the bugs?
I mean,
The stuff that splashed and took away armor?
oh, that.
We poison another arrow?
With that, I think if you put an arrow there, it just starts to dissolve the arrow.
Okay. All right.
That was my arrow.
We don't want to waste, we don't want to waste it. I mean, if it seems like it was going to be acid and that's why it took his armor, then no. But if it was some other okay.
This hardly seems the time to experiment. If there's two, then there could be more. We have to keep moving.
I get it. We're going. I just, that's what I do.
I understand.
Don't mess with
but
the
there's a
magic.
time- There's a time and a place.
And this is the only time and the place. Shush, keep going.
I'm starting to
You're
see
gonna
what
thank me
Garen
later.
meant now. He's just like whispering himself. I'm starting to see what they meant now. As he just keeps moving.
You're gonna thank me later. I tell you, you're gonna.
I love it. So from here, you just continue moving. It sounds like.
Mhm.
All right. In that case, as yeah, you push forward and now you can see that the hive-like structure becomes more pronounced, large, like 9-sided holes are like dug into or formed out of this substance. Within it are things like weapons, what looks like bits of meat, some preserved, and even like a bed. What would strike it as cushioning, hides. And there's many of these that you kind of begin to are able to make out as you generally stick to the shadows. The ones here seem to be somewhat abandoned and unused as you're on these outer reaches. You can see that's what it seemed to at least at one time been used for.
Can we tell how recently or how long it's been abandoned for?
You can go up and investigate if you want.
Yeah, I'll just take like a quick look just to get a timeline of what's going on.
Don't touch Nietzsche.
God.
Do I look like you?
Yeah. Go ahead and give me an instinct roll.
Hey, you always.
That's not good. That's a 6 with hope.
Okay. Climbing on it, putting your pressure, the whole thing collapses as if very fragile. Go ahead and give me agility reaction roll, Nietzsche.
All right. It's a 11.
11. This is going to be 5 physical damage as just it almost falls directly on top of you. Some of it heavier than others, but just what was supporting it almost paper thin.
Gotcha. I'll take that. So that'll mark that 1 hit point, and he quickly just walks out from that. I was like,
Yeah, that's what
Lux-
we're gonna touch, huh?
I'll admit that was unwise.
Kind of falling out
Where's
towards
Grim
you.
when we need him?
Yeah.
Oh,
Falling
God.
out.
Oh, dear, there.
Falling out towards you, you see this what looks like a human-like corpse that looked like it was within this structure itself. It's wet with what appears to be the same sticky substance, and their flesh looks like it had been eaten away, and bits of them devoured in the inside pre-mortem.
Seeing that, Nietzsche quickly sort of like bows his head, his hand to his forehead, is like,
The old gods, I pray that you give this man the peace in death that he could not find in life.
But also looking at the sticky substance looking at that and remembering the sticky substance that we had found from the blood interacting with the concrete, can I make the comparison that that's what these sort of like catacombs are made out of? Like that's what these the sort of hives are made as, like from the dried blood of the creature, from the dried blood and stone, the combination.
Yeah, it seems to be like a processed form of it, but yeah.
They're using the blood of this thing to make their hives.
Yeah, that arrow might come in handy soon. They don't seem to be very strong, though. At least after time, it gets pretty weak, which you've noticed. Almost like a wasp nest, super thin, but
I admit it was unwise to climb.
not like a bee with the honey.
But
Generally,
clearly,
using whatever they can find to make it, so they're scavengers for sure.
but then why would they abandon these hives? Are the numbers dwindling, perhaps? Or the resources running dry?
Could be. It could be. I mean, if we're going with insects, they're just moving to where the food supply is. I'm not a insect person. I can't think of the name of them. Entomologist? No, I don't know. Etymologist? I think that's what it is.
Etymology.
But if this is normal hive mentality, there's a queen/king, most likely a queen somewhere. But they also look like the fairies. So if they retained any of their fairy traits, that could be a predominant, compelling force for them. Too many questions right now. We don't have enough information. Need more data.
Always seem to need more data.
We're doing good. I think we're doing good. You look to the light, man. Right? We got this. She's limping and stumbling along.
When your grandfather told you these stories at the library, did he mention any communities that still live within Aberreach?
Well, that was 20, 30 years ago. That was before I was born. So yeah, it was still a community. He was working with other scholars, other wizards, other sorcerers, and it was a place of learning and knowledge and history and a university, basically. So yeah, it was at the time, as best they could, considering there were ruins. They were trying to study what had happened and why. My father had left because he disagreed with their thesis, much like you. He didn't agree with what they thought what had happened, and so he left and took his wife with him and kind of settled on the other side of the mountain range. And so in my growing up, they both kind of gave me their wisdom. Dad's an Aether Weaver and Mom is a Druid. And so they gave me their side of the story, which was a lot of this. There's a balance in the energy that needs to come back so things can thrive. There's cycles and everything because you need life with death to, once again, renew life. So I'm trying to get back to there to see if there's any of those books again. Maybe there's something that they missed or something that maybe I have a sense of not being of. I don't know where I came from. I have dreams, but my parents, I was left on their doorstep.
Left on their doorstep. What dreams per se do you have exactly?
I've seen. I have these recurring nightmares slash dreams, or at least I had for the longest time growing up. Of. Let me pull it up. Hold on. I got it typed up somewhere. Oh.
I know my character notes. Why do you ask? So while that's going on, what's Garen doing? Go on.
Yeah, I'm good. So I keep having the same dream. What kind of a dream and a nightmare ever since I was a child. Sometimes they come at night, at night after night, repeatedly. Other times they didn't come by for months. Only since I've been on this journey, when I first met, our friends here, they kind of seem to stop, which is interesting. They only paused. It's the dream is it's a great dream. It's wonderful, really. I see a blue sky, like you talk of. Light, fluffy clouds are floating peacefully in the breeze that gently blows. I see a winged figure hovering in the distance. She has long purple hair flowing to her waist. A white silky gown lightly drapes across her body. Stunning, sapphire blue eyes that look with kindness upon me. She is floating as her feathered wings flap and hold her aloft. She does not speak to me, but I sense that her name is Lysandra. I don't know how I know this, but it is. She always starts looking at me with love and affection and a warm smile. Then her expression changes to one of concern and worry. She smiles, nods, and begins to glow brighter, almost blinding me. And then she becomes the shape of a beacon. She is a light, a pure aether. And then I wake up. And then there was the nightmares. Those other dreams were dark and menacing. I see a demon with blue skin, pointed teeth, dark leathery wings. He wears a crimson vest and dark pants. He glides in near me, his eyes. They have no irises, kind of like my eyes, but they're glowing red. He's strong, and the sinewy muscles just rippling. And I see his bare arms and the powerful legs. He never speaks to me, but sometimes I know his name is Katarik. He looks at me proudly and confidently. Then his demeanor changes. He gets angry and flexes his arms, and he appears to be screaming. He seems angry or in pain. Then looks at me as his red eyes begin to glow and a gray mist materializes around him. He quickly turns and flies toward me with his arms extending out as if to grab me. He turns into mist and pure umbra. And then I wake up. I kind of feel that these are my parents, and it explains my demeanor. I have the hopeful side from mom, but I have that the darkness from dad. And I was just found, as I was told by my parents. My father and mother are both humans. They found me outside their doorstep of their keep, and they just took me into their own. Gave me love and affection and all the things that a child needs. And I was the pride of the town, the village. Everybody knew me because, I got to go touch and talk and ask everybody questions and be nosy. It's just who I am, I guess. And yeah, I dream of those blue skies. I know those blue skies, but I don't know where they came from or why. I don't know the dark nature. I don't know why he was angry. Almost it seems like I was being taken away, but I don't know. The same thing for the angelic creature that reaches out for me. Well, why was she trying to reach out for me? And then why was she taken away? So from that, explaining to me what, my parents, my adoptive parents, but my parents, their belief in what had happened. I mean, to this day, they're still kind of working in their own way to try and solve, but without having the resources, it's really just helping to keep their community alive and well, and believing in what you believe in is what they believed in. There's more things under heaven and earth than are dwelt of in our imagination. So
I
that's
assume, like,
that's why I want to go to the Athenaeum to try to continue my father's research.
What's Garen doing?
no, I was just going to say that your parents sound like wonderful people.
My actual ones are, yeah, they're great. I left because they're getting up in age, but they're very strong-willed people, and often mother and father would argue because dad had the idea of energy and the magic, and mom always went with the force of nature and plants and that wholeness that you get out of everything that's natural. So it's fun to watch them, debate back and forth.
He just sort of like puts his hands on your shoulder and nods a little bit. It's like, I'm glad to have met you, Eleanor.
Thank you. I'm glad to have met you too.
Well, I would have hoped that your parents would have also taught you restraint as much as curiosity.
Yeah.
It's definitely a fault that I'm glad I have.
Indeed, I suppose in a world such as this and in a past such as yours, that kind of curiosity is needed.
It's definitely created more questions than answers, but in my travels, I've learned
Frustrating,
a lot.
isn't it?
Yep, and that is the joy that is living, learning this stuff, knowing that we can solve this, just given the time and the information. And I agree with you. We'll come to a solution, whatever that solution may be. We will find it. We will find more friends along the way, make more friends, and grow this force, and make it a force to be reckoned with against the Veristrathas and the evils that take over. I don't believe to say that the Umbra is just evil, but it is just part of that needed cycle. We can't get rid of it, but we need to bring the Aether back and then balance it out, and then we'll get our answers. But I think we need to keep. Well, I'm sure we were walking while we're talking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think there's something to be said about why this hive is dilapidated, or so thin, so decrepit here, that maybe as we get closer to the center of the hive, which is going to be the more deadly part, that it's going to be stronger and stickier and worse. For sure.
If a community does still live here, that would explain it. The hive will move closer to where there is more of their food, as you said.
Food, right.
So the more dense the hive, likely the closer we are to more people.
Right. We need to kind of start being aware. We need to start touching the walls a little bit more to see how
Perhaps
sturdy
not
they are.
just no climbing, please.
Right. A more
Just use
scientific.
care. Just use care.
Poke it with that arrow tip you seem to like so much.
And at some point, we need to figure out what you know about that crown that I seem to love so dearly.
All
But
I remember
For another
is
time.
one of
For another time.
all I remember is one of the gems belonged to my commander, Raiden. Beyond that, I'm not too sure.
Raiden?
He was the commander of the order we were part of. I'm still not too sure what we were. Knights, mercenaries, bandits, I don't know. Commander Raiden held one of those gems, and he sort of like takes out the crown from Garen and then points to one of the just like snatches away. It's like mine now. And then points to one of the gems and says, "This one. It was embedded into his armor, if I remember correctly."
Is that one of the, is that the cracked one or is that a different one? Matt.
Was it the correct one?
The what? Or
So there was one that had cracked, and we kind of were assuming that was part of the whole village that we're in. The one you're
yeah.
pointing to, was it the cracked one?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you recognize the one that you'd used. So, yeah, I think pushing forward to come upon seems to be elves, humans, dwarves, gnomes, all types of beings, infernus, humongous ribbits, dragonborn who or Dracanis, yes, who are moving somewhat slowly but methodically, and what appeared to be building more of these homes, these seven-sided structures. All over their body, there's huge larvae that seem to be attached to them, that jiggle and look like move in a way that's sucking blood and substance from them. Though they appear not to notice or mind, their eyes glassied as they just keep lumbering, doing the work, creating these cells. With that, we're in for today.